Hey guys, it's Big Boss Billy. In this video, I'm going to take you through a Magic the Gathering draft I just completed on Magic the Gathering Arena, the new closed beta digital version of Magic the Gathering. Now this draft was a core set 2019 draft, all 3 packs. I guess the title of the video probably spoils it, but I won, meaning I got 7 wins. In Magic the Gathering Arena drafts, you keep playing until you lose 3 times. And if you win 7 times, you win the max prize. So basically I went 7-2 in this draft. This video is very short because I mean it to be a very fast-paced, quick, high-level analysis of the whole draft so you get a quick picture of some of the strategies I use and how you can adapt them to your own gameplay without having to watch a 30-minute video. So let's get right into it. The first pack I open, I crack Vivienne Reed. Now I haven't played Magic in 4 years, so I don't even recognize this Planeswalker, but right away she looks awesome. Her +1 ability lets me reveal the top 4 cards in my library and take a creature or land from it, so it's like an overpowered draw spell. Gives me huge card advantage. -3 lets me destroy an artifact or an enchantment, which is going to be important in this set, or any creature with flying. And finally, her overpowered ultimate. Creatures you control get +2/+2 and vigilance and trample and indestructible. So I definitely take Vivienne Reed. Next pack, my eye is instantly drawn to Druid of the Horns. This is a 2/3 green creature for 4. And whenever I cast any aura spell, an enchantment on creatures that targets this creature, I get to create a 3/3 green beast creature token. So I grab this guy and my brain is instantly thinking green enchantments, green enchantments. And I've played a bit against some other green-white enchantments decks that are really good, so that's kind of where I'm already starting to feel this deck is going. But let's jump ahead, forget about all the commons, to pack 2. And I open Prodigious Growth, a green aura. Works perfectly with my deck. Next card, I get past second pick of pack 2, Lena the Selfless Champion. When she enters the battlefield, it creates a 1/1 soldier token for every creature I already have on the battlefield. And I'm already drafting a really creature-heavy deck. I want targets for my enchantments out, so she's going to go in really well with this deck. Pack 3, I open Palaka Worm, which, funnily enough, I actually take out of my final deck. But the first thing you're going to say, yes, these are very lucky picks. I drafted a green rare on my pack 1, pack 2, pack 3. Also in pack 2, I got Lena, which is a white rare, which is the other color I'm going. So instead of going into detail about the content of my deck here, I'm going to just let you see what the deck concluded as I go through the games. One thing I'd like to point out though, I really love having 2 Daggerback Basilisks. The Death Touch guys, especially when you can enchant them, are really, really strong. But the last thing is I have 2 copies of Talons of Wildwood. This is an enchantment that gives +1/+1 and trample, but most importantly, you can pay 3 mana to pull it back out of your graveyard into your hand. So in many games, I will pay a single copy of Talons of Wildwood 3, 4, 5 times. So I didn't actually record my first 2 games of this draft, so we're going to start off with game 3, where I've already gone 2-0. At the beginning, this looks like a great hand. I've got Novice Knight, which is a great 1-drop. It's a 2/3 for only 1 mana. It has Defender, but it can attack as if it didn't have Defender if I get any enchantments on it. By the middle of this game, I've got a really nice board here. My opponent's got 3 creatures, but I've got 5, including a flyer. Unfortunately, he has this card, Colossal Majesty, which lets him draw an extra card whenever he has a creature with power greater than 4, which he does, and in fact he soon drops a 7/7 with trample. Now I still have a crap ton of creatures to deal with it, and I drop Lena's Selfless Champion, which gives me 7 1/1 soldiers. My biggest mistake here was swinging for the fences at this time. He does some great blocking, and despite the sheer number of creatures I have, I take him from 10 down to 5, and then my board looks much less impressive compared to his. He's still drawing an extra card, and he casts Isareth the Awakener, which, when she attacks, can bring back a creature from his graveyard straight to the battlefield. So now he's got a really hefty attack here. He's got Tramplers, he's got Flyers, and when Isareth the Awakener attacks, he gets to bring back this Bone Dragon from his graveyard. I can't afford to just chump block these guys with 1 creature because he's got 7/7 trample and 5/4 trample, so I very quickly lose this game. So it's on to game 4. Now I'm 2-1. Luckily, I get Vivienne Reed out quite early in this game, the sheer card advantage she gives just makes me pretty unstoppable. First turn lets me get Druid of the Horns, and you see I've got 2 auras in my hand to slam down on top of it, making me some nice 3/3 beast creatures, which I can then further boost up. Satyr Enchanter lets me draw a card every time I pay an enchantment, and Lena comes up again. With Vivienne and Lena, 5 1/1 soldiers, this one's gonna hurt. My opponent loses pretty quickly. On to game 5. Got another Rustwing Falcon. I found this is a great 1-drop. This creature really did a lot of damage, and when my enemies get the Rustwing Falcon, I usually hate it. Luckily, halfway through the game, I've got my Creature heavy board out, working nicely. Lena the Champion comes up again. This time makes 8 1/1 creature tokens, which handily finishes my opponent. Game 6, I'm now 4-1, getting a little bit cocky. Novice Knight comes out. The one problem with enchantment decks is you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket. If you put 2 or 3 enchantments on one creature and he can remove it, he's really taken out a lot of your important cards with one removal spell. So by the mid game, he's stabilized pretty heavily and actually has more creatures on the board than me, including a flyer. I've got Talons of Wildwood, put it on my beast, but unfortunately I just can't put up with his awesome flying combo, including his Pegasus Courser, which gives another creature flying whenever it attacks. So despite my nice early game start, I realized quickly that I'm going to have to concede this one and go on to game 7. So it's now 4-2. Luckily in this game I got Vivienne out again. I also got a Daybreak Chaplain, which turned into a 4-6 lifelink. So even without Vivienne, the life gain would be pretty hard to keep up with. He puts out Patient Rebuilding, which is a milk card. Not enough. I'm going to win long before that, and I get Lena out again. The great thing about this deck is it's pretty slow. Just the sheer amount of creatures really allows me to get through my deck and find my bombs like Lena and Vivienne pretty quickly. On to game 8, it looks very similar because I have Vivienne Reed out again. 2 Daggerback Basilisks, and I love just swinging in with these guys over and over again because he really hates to block these Death Touch guys. And with Vivienne's card draw, I get Lena the Selfless Champion out again. But even more importantly, I've got Vivienne Reed up to 8 loyalty counters. I really want to get her emblem out just for fun, but I go ahead and use +1 one more time so that on the following turn I can use her -8, get my Vivienne Reed emblem, all my creatures get +2/+2, trample, vigilance. Holy cow, this is overpowered, and my opponent concedes. Game 9 is now 6-2, another good starting hand. In fact, I really got a lot of good starting hands. A lot of this win, honestly, is due to luck. Great hands, great packs. I got to draft a really nice deck here. My Druid of the Cowl is my 1 bit of mana ramp I have. It got me a nice board a little bit faster than the enemy, and again, double Daggerback Basilisks. Oh, it's so strong. I love attacking with these guys. When you give them trample, you only have to do 1 damage to each blocking opponent, and all the rest can roll over and hit the enemy. So I was hitting him down pretty fast despite an early lead that he had. My board and my blockers were just so good. Giant Spiders, exactly what I need to be able to block the flyers. Get Vivienne Reed again. I gotta go back and watch, but I think I got her like 6 out of these 9 games. The card draw, and look at, she even pulls up Lena again. I feel like this happened every single game. So this was a pretty unstoppable deck. I really have found that whether I'm playing it or my opponents are playing it, green-white enchantment is very, very strong deck to look forward in the M19 drafts. The other one that I really like is black-white life gain. There's a lot of fun cards that combo, and you can even have a bit of an enchantment focus with that deck as well. Let me know what you think about my strategy, what you think about my deck. Have you found any particular colors to be really overpowered in the M19 drafts? Let me know, and I will try them out on Magic the Gathering Arena.